Okay, so I wanted to take a minute to explain and talk about this new Doordash Crimson card, which is replacing the Dasher Direct card, which was an actual bank account through Stride Bank. The Dasher Direct account and card was fantastic. Worked just like a bank account. You could use it at ATMs. There were certain ATMs you could withdraw money from without any fees. And it also had a usable routing number and account number. The only thing you couldn't do was order checks and write checks. But if you needed to do ACH transfers, like pay certain credit cards or whatnot, it worked just fine. The new Dasher or the new Crimson card does not. Doordash claims that this is through this little tiny bank up in North Dakota called Starion Bank. I talked to the people at Starion Bank, and they said they don't have anything to do with it other than the fact that they printed the cards for Doordash. The account number and routing number are not their account numbers. They're not their routing numbers. And if you try to use that account to make ACH transfers, pay certain credit cards that will not take a debit card, it will not work. It acts like it will, but the payments never go through. And so your payment will never go through, and it will do nothing but cause you problems. Also, supposedly the Doordash Crimson, you're able to take out money payment free, fee free from any Money Pass machine. That's not true. There are only certain Money Pass machines where that works. Basically, you need a machine. I don't know. In my area, we've got several Money Pass machines, and there's only one that doesn't try to charge me a fee. So this account is like 5 steps back, and I tried to think, why would Doordash do this? Because they didn't want to pay the fees that Stride was charging them. So they've taken some kind of shortcut, and once again, like Doordash always does, they screw the drivers. The drivers have less functionality, more difficult getting your money, and sometimes your money after you enter Dash doesn't appear immediately in your account. Sometimes it takes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes for the money to show up. So, Doordash once again shows that they have nothing but contempt for their drivers, and they've instituted this inferior piece of junk in favor of something that actually worked really well. And they say, "Oh, this is better." If you read if you read here, it says. Where is it? Well, it says it has more functionality. They make a big deal about the fact that you can access this through the app. You could access the Dasher Direct through the app. Oh, something else that's included in this. To be able to access this, you have to enable your biometric or your fingerprint access on your phone. In other words, your phone gets locked up whether you want it locked up or not. If not, you can't access a lot of information through the Dasher or through the Crimson card. That's a requirement. You have to turn it on, or otherwise you can't get in to transfer funds or do anything. You didn't have to with the Dasher Direct. You could just go into Dasher Direct, use your password, and go into it separately. And you didn't have to turn on biometrics for your entire phone just to access that. So there you go. That's what it is. I don't think Doordash has any plans to make this thing any better, to increase the functionality of it. I talk to customer service, and I can never get a straight answer from them, as you might guess. They don't know anything. I asked to speak to somebody higher up, and they wouldn't transfer me. And they sent me a link to this, which some of this stuff is not true, and it doesn't really tell you, So there we are. So if this helps anyone, so just send me a like. If not, then okay. But that's where we are with this. Once again, getting screwed by DoorDash. DoorDash doesn't give a crap about the drivers. They don't give a crap about the drivers. Used to we were able to rate the delivery, rate the customers. They took that away. You know why? Because they don't care. They don't care what we think. Now the customers can rate us all day long, but we can't rate the customer anymore. And DoorDash has added all kinds of things to the drop off. We've got now 15 steps now you got to take, and they send you snotty little messages. A lot of times my customer will come out and pick up the order, so I'll just tap that I handed it to the customer, and I get these snotty little messages from DoorDash saying, you're not 30% of your deliveries don't have pictures. Yeah, because I handed it to the customer, and they don't want their picture taken. Sometimes it doesn't even give you the option to take a picture. So my suggestion to a lot of folks is start doing Uber Eats and Grubhub along with DoorDash, because some of those deliveries pay a lot better than DoorDash. DoorDash is the cheapest and the worst of the delivery apps. I don't know, it depends on your delivery area, but my delivery area, typically your delivery fee is $2. It's a whopping $2. And so basically, you're making your money off tips. So if your customers don't tip, you're not making any money. So, keep that in mind. So what I do is I have all three of them on. And unfortunately, in my area, DoorDash is the busiest by far. But every once in a while, a really good Uber Eats or a Grubhub pop in. So what I'll do is I'll just pause my dash. I'll do that, and then I'll turn DoorDash back on. Because Uber Eats and Grubhub there's really no downside to not taking trips with them, especially if you're in an area where they don't have a lot of drivers. So to maximize what you're doing, that's what I would suggest that you do. That makes the most sense. I wish people would if I got a lot of Uber Eats and Grubhub, I would quit driving DoorDash, because they don't care about the drivers. They really don't. I mean, not that any of them do, but they care less about their drivers than anyone. So, and they're pickier than anyone, and they pay less than anyone. So, I don't have to go through nearly the steps with Uber Eats and Grubhub that I do with DoorDash. DoorDash, they're a bunch of jerks. They're a bunch of jerks. So, again, I hope this helps you all. So just keep that in mind. And if I have anything further, I'll update this.